Freestyle Fridays. I'm Philip Kalinko, your host. Morland apologizes. He can't be here today, but he will be back with us on Monday. So here we are, another Friday. The weeks are really just flying. So look, we're definitely in a bear market, in my humble opinion. Let's have a look here at OpenSea. So if we have a look at the OpenSea daily volume, you can see that just taking a macro look, I mean, it's really pretty much a straight line down from the high just at the end of January. And then we have a look here and it's all the way down. So if we look at today, it's only half a day, so we can't really tell. But if we look at yesterday, 74 million in turnover, and the day before, 73 million, day before 67, and day before that another 67, 89. And if you just compare that obviously to that was the absolute high, 247 million turnover there. So we're at a fifth, well, about a quarter of where we were at the very peak. And we know why. We know what's going on. First of all, we had a very long bull market. Really, we flew from about mid-December all the way until the end of Jan, and it's been slowing down since then. We've got the situation in Ukraine. If we jump through and we have a look at the Ethereum price, it's down quite a bit off where it was. It was really close to that 3,000 mark. Been sitting at about 2.9, and then now we're looking at it at about 2,639. Wait for it to get to 2.3, and then it's a good time to buy some Ethereum. I mean, look, if it doesn't drop too suddenly, if it's a gradual slow drop and it sits around 2.4, actually good for NFTs, better than when Ethereum's sitting at a very high price. I'm going to go through some news. So the SEC has launched an investigation into some NFT creators and marketplaces. I think we did know that this was coming. There's been so much turnover in NFTs in the last 6 months that it was bound to get the SEC's attention. And I think it is now too big for them to ignore. So they're obviously looking into projects that are classed as what they would consider a security, being that, they're giving dividends or, so I think you do need to be very cautious with projects that are offering you a token as a reward that has monetary value. Obviously, it can be done in ways with very good lawyers, and if it's done properly, that it's not classed as a security. But if it's a project that just jumps into tokens and doesn't have the proper legal advice and everything, it could get them in trouble. And there is pressure on OpenSea and other marketplaces to act against projects that may be classed as this. And we actually saw about a week and a half ago, a couple of DAO-related projects were taken down, and then they came back up after a day. So I know there was Mutant Cats that was taken down, Head DAO, and a few others where they were sort of rewarding you for holding your NFT. Just something to be aware of, and I would be a little bit more cautious about investing in projects that offer a token with monetary value at the moment. Being Freestyle Friday, I'm always looking at comments. We got Shanana there. Hi. Thank you for being here. Have you got your popcorn? Thank you for being here. I'll look back again now. Feel free to chat and ask whatever you want. It's Freestyle Fridays. I look forward to this the whole week. Morland excuses himself. He had an emergency, but he's fine and he will be back on Monday. So feel free to ask me whatever we want. Then in the last week, we had Pixelmon Drama, guys. Okay, so, these guys minted at 3 Ethereum Dutch auction. They raised $70 million. Really presented themselves as an amazing project. It was very, very hyped. Fortunately, we never covered it on the show, but a lot of influencers did cover it on the show. And imagine paying 3 ETH and being, even in the trailers, the artwork looks sick, and then being dropped. I mean, all of them are hopeless, but I'll just show you the first one that I saw, and then I'll show you the next one, and being dropped this. I mean, it's like a slap in the face is not even the word. These guys, they should rather not have given anything. They should have rather delayed and used some of the money. I mean, I can't believe they're still sitting at a 0.3 floor price. I mean, they were 3 ETH, but still, is this the same one? Let's just go back. I mean, any of them. And they were actual direct copies from Minecraft or something. So these things, they literally cut and paste them on very average scenes. I would be really upset if I was in this project. And imagine if you had actually spent the 3 Ethereum only to be given something like this. I mean, it's crazy. Red bean soup. Sounds delicious. And we've got Vinzo. How's it, Vinzo? Welcome. Freestyle Fridays. TGIFF. So we're just talking about Pixelmon. I mean, this is honestly bad. So look, it's either a slow rug. They have said now, they felt pressure to release the artwork. Don't rather delay, and that they'll be taking $2 million of their 70 million that they raised through the sale, and they're going to be replacing all the art with proper art. But I think the damage is done. I mean, if they're going to rush decisions and release crap like this and only backtrack once they get the backlash that they got, I wouldn't want to be a part of this project. The art that they showed, I wonder if I can find it. There was a trailer for it. It looked really quite incredible. It's not an art project. I do get that, right? It's not an art project. Let's see if we can jump onto their website. I think a lot of stuff's been taken down. But also to spend, so this was, first of all, just on their website. I mean, that looks a lot better. I've got nothing against pixel art. Let's just see if they've got any of the background here. But they really presented it as incredible. I mean, even these previews, they're covering all the avatars. But I mean, that looks sick. That looks good. Even the horse there, that's not even one of them. But yeah, I mean, look, first of all, $2 million to redo the art. I'll redo it for them for a quarter of that. So they can get a deal. If they want to reach out to me, I will redo your art and make it a lot better than it is at the moment for $500,000. I'll save your holders $1.5 million. I mean, I'm not even tempted to buy it at this price. Honestly, I just think it's an absolute joke. So that was Pixelmon, big drama. Other thing is that it sucked $70 million of liquidity out of the NFT market that currently would be in other projects. And, I'm sure there's a lot of people that this was their first mint. 3 Ethereum is a shitload of money, and that they'll never come back to the space because of what happened here. So it's really not a good look. And I think it just shows that, people who are covering projects, including us, even though we never covered it, need to try and do better research. I mean, it's very difficult because you sort of have to take some things on face value. I mean, none of us are private detectives, and you don't really have a week and a half to review each project that you cover. But I do think that it is a bit of a heads up that all of us in the space, including users, including people who want to buy into projects, need to look more deeply, because now that this has happened, there's so much information that people have uncovered that was out there before, that if they looked into it that deeply before spending 3 ETH, they would have found out that this was a guy who had 4 failed Kickstarter campaigns, where he took $70,000 here and $50,000 there and never delivered, is a gamer of Minecraft and has got no NFT experience. I mean, they would have seen that if they had looked. Vinzo, yes. It is a possible slow rug. However, because the founder has doxed himself, I do think that he's got to be quite careful now. I do think that he has to try and deliver something. When he was reached out to by some big guys in the game, he said that it's not in his capability to refund the money, which basically is insinuating that there are bigger players at play here, that there's bigger people behind him, and that he's really just the fall guy. He's just the face and the fall guy. He doesn't have access to the money, and he probably gets a small percentage of it. A small percentage of $70 million is still substantial. I mean, if it's 10%, $7 million. But still, I think a lot more will be uncovered. I think they would be silly to do a slow rug at this point. I think they should try and deliver, but still, it's left a bad taste in almost everyone in the industry's mouth. Vinzo, the head guy is doxed. The face of it, he was doxed. But again, only really when people looked into it after. So it wasn't doxed on the website or whatever, but with a bit of digging, we do know who he is. So that's Pixelmon. Not a great story, and it doesn't leave a good taste for me. There we go to a good story. The NFT community has come together and raised $7 million to aid Ukraine, which was sent to Ukraine, and it was basically a project that all it's offering on its roadmap is to assist Ukraine, and everyone who bought into it knew that they were really just assisting Ukraine, and this is a feel-good story. I mean, following Pixelmon, there's a lot of stuff that can make you feel very negative about the space. A lot. I'm not going to get into it. I could do a whole show, but there's also a lot that can make you feel very positive. And this, for me, was a silver lining on otherwise quite a tough week in NFTs and crypto. This is great. The money was sent. $6.75 million was sent through to them, and I think that's great. That it just shows that it's not all just about profit. A lot of us care. When it comes down to it, we're all people, and we can put ourselves in the shoes of the people of Ukraine. And I think that's a great story and one that I'm happy with. The other thing that we had Doodles coming out with space doodles. So if you were a holder at the snapshots of a doodle, which is these guys, you then got a spaceship. Now, this is not a separate NFT. So it sort of is, because it's under its own collection. But if you sell your space doodle, you're effectively selling your doodle, okay? And vice versa. Anyone who buys a doodle will also have access to the space doodle. Now, there was one guy who didn't realize this, and I really feel quite bad for him. And he, I do the same. When I get an airdrop, I usually list it straight away, right? So he listed his space doodle at 5 Ethereum. So okay, he could have listed it at 1, and it could have been worse. But he listed it at 5 Ethereum, and it was sold immediately. And someone got a great deal, and someone got a terrible deal, right? So quite sad. I hate it when people are not misled. I think it was made very clear, but you can't expect everyone to be in Discords all the time and know everything about the project. Yeah, the guy woke up. He hasn't been. I'm just assuming. Woke up, hasn't been in Discord for like a week. Sees that he got an airdrop, listed at 5 Ether, and ends up selling his doodle with his doodle spacecraft, right? So I mean, not a great. Here he is. Here at the bottom here. I don't know if you guys can see that. And another guy here, a similar thing, because he would never sell. No one would sell it. At that stage, it was at 13, 14 ETH just before the drop. No one would sell at 5 or 7, even the guy who accepted 9. And now people realize. I mean, look, I think Doodles is doing incredible stuff. And, this is innovative. Let me just open any of them. No one else has done a drop like this where it's linked and you can actually dock your doodle, and then it's just a doodle, and then you go in and you enter your spacecraft, and then your doodle's in your spacecraft. And it does hint at Metaverse play on their side. I'm very, very bullish about Doodles. quite incredible because they're a relatively new project. If you compare them to the Bored Apes and the Cool Cats and the OGs like that, I think they're probably about 4 months old, compared to a Bored Ape, which is almost a year old at this stage. But they're really innovating and they're really making a lot of the right moves. So yeah, very interesting to see. I mean, look at the gap here. That's such a steal. Problem is, in this particular market, we are going to see everything retracing, I think, a bit further. Just my own opinion. I do think that this bear market's going to be with us for at least the next week, at the very, very least. It would be amazing if Coinbase could come out and start it now, because that would be very bullish for the space. It's happening soon, but it can't happen soon enough. Other nice thing is that Shopify released a thing showing how NFTs will be integrated into shops, which was really quite cool. I watched it, but I was trying to find it before the show. I couldn't find it, but very cool. You go onto your onto anyone's Shopify store, and you can connect MetaMask, and they can launch an NFT that's like a membership pass or a loyalty card. And if you own that NFT, it's verified by Shopify, and you could get whatever the shop determines. So you could get discounts, free merch, but completely integrated, which is really quite cool, and really quite nice, because it just showed how Shopify is intending on embracing NFTs. They're not releasing a marketplace per se, but they letting their shop owners, their virtual shop owners who already have Shopify shops, they're assisting them to create NFTs that could be used as loyalty cards and things like that in their stores on Shopify. So that's really bullish as well for the space. I'm looking forward to that. I find it like interesting, the difference here, that the fact that you get a doodle and a spaceship, but you can't sell them separately. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. I did ask in the Discord today, 100% if I buy this, I get the doodle and the spaceship, and 100% if I buy this or any of these, I get the doodle and the spaceship. Simple as that. But there's no real independent value there, because if you sell one, you're effectively selling both. And I think that's why you're seeing the floor prices naturally quite close to each other. But it is a unique concept and something we haven't seen before in the space. It's so cute. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like it. Let's put my screen back. There we go. Yeah, they are cool. I'll make them a bit bigger for you guys. There we go. So different types of spacecrafts, very cool. Just nice to see something different. You know, everyone does an airdrop. Here, this is completely interactive, completely different concept. And you've got, like, it reminds me of the Jetsons, this one. You've got your spacecraft ready to go when you want it. So that happened in Doodles. Then we got L'Oreal filing for 17 trademarks related to virtual goods and NFTs. This is the first time I've seen a cosmetics company entering the space or thinking of entering the space, and I have no doubt that it will lead to others. It's going to be interesting to see how they approach it. But, you know, with companies like this, they do take the slow and cautious approach. So the first step is filing these trademarks. Yeah, I mean, just very bullish for the space in general. And they say here the company's initial foray into NFTs came back in December, released a collection of 7 NFTs focused on female artists and their empowerment. Their collection was ultimately a flop, however, seeing less than half a ETH in sales volumes. While the concept of virtual perfume in the metaverse environment is maybe a bit difficult to grasp, I think it is a bit difficult for me to grasp, filing a trademark for such a thing is no longer unusual. Companies ranging from McDonald's to Walmart have recently filed for NFT-related trademarks, as have celebrities including Logan Paul, Ronnie James, and the late Kobe Bryant. So yeah, going to be interesting to see. I mean, I don't know how they plan on. Yeah, I mean, look, it could just be, as we said, like if you have their NFT, you get discounts on their products or free products, whatever it may be. Going to be interesting to see how they come out. Also, Monster Energy filed a whole lot of trademarks as well. Vinzo, what's the point of Doodles? Bro, the point of them being together is that you get to fly. Right. So I imagine that this is the beginning of a bigger play by Doodles. So maybe you'll be able to either use your spacecraft in the metaverse, so you literally could fly around, which is quite cool. So instead of having to walk before they drop this to you, you can now have transport in the metaverse. And the other thing that it might be, and I'm just speculating, it might be the beginning of a game where you would use these in the game or something to that effect, right? So it's definitely got something. There is relevance to it, and it might be both. It might be a game and a metaverse play for them. But it's just yeah. I mean, who's a flying banana, guys? I mean, like sometimes, and I say it to Morland often, sometimes I just don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. Right? I'm watching a flying banana. Okay. You can't hear the music, but I mean, it's like, and it's worth 10 Ethereum, it's worth 260,000, $26,000 for a flying banana, guys. Right. So sometimes you're just like, okay, like Morland and I are working on have been working for about 3 months on another project called Tiptoes. And it's actually a really amazing project. It's the first interlinked NFT project. We should do a feature on it. I just don't like, pumping my own bag, to be honest. But the reason I'm telling you is just it's only relevant because, Morland and I are sitting there talking about toes and feet. And it's just like, what have we become? Like honestly, but it's an incredible project that we had our first drop about a week ago, completely sold out, 24 hours, floor price is double mint price. So yeah, it's really a cool project. I will speak to Morland and give some thought about, would obviously say that we're involved in the project, possibly just taking you through because it is really quite an incredible project. But yeah, I mean, that's sort of what this flying banana makes me think is like, what have I become? But yeah, listen, going back into that mode, these are very cool. They really are. They're very cool. I like when things are innovative. They could have very easily just dropped you a partner or a baby doodle or whatever, but instead they did this. Now, you guys know that I have been talking about Boss Beauties nonstop. So people who watch me know there's a couple of projects that I'm big on. NFT Worlds, Grey Boys, Boss Beauties, Doge Pound, even though their floor price is dismal at the moment, probably a great time to get in. They're a couple. They're good, maybe 10, 12 projects. Obviously, I love my Mutant Ape and that community. But Boss Beauties, I've been harping on about, and I will continue harping on about because the amount that these guys are doing is just incredible. So the latest thing is that they're partnering with Barbie. I'll just jump into here. And literally every day, like there's a new partnership. This team is amazing. Okay. But they partnering with Barbie's Dream Gap project. And to empower young girls and women, and that's a massive deal. It does wait to be seen if this is Barbie's entrance into the NFT space, or how it's going to play out. But still, just an incredible thing. And then the next day or the day after, okay, so this is just the dream project. I know you guys don't have sound, which is why I let it play. I think it's a great project. I come from a family where I've got 5 sisters. I'm the only boy. So I know how powerful women are. So, for me, it's always been known, but I think it's great. And I think with Women Month coming, or here already, I mean, I don't even know what day it is. I know it's Friday. I think a collab like this is incredible. I think Barbie doing this outside of the NFT space is incredible, and just makes me more bullish on Boss Beauties. And then literally the next day, they're doing a collab with Neiman Marcus, again in celebration of Women History Month. But this project, this is just in the last week. I mean, this project is going places. They are everywhere. Here's another one. They're going to be at the International Women's Day Summit. Here's another one. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I've never seen a project doing so much. There must be a massive team. I mean, it is just absolutely incredible. So I'm very bullish on this project still. And yeah, the big news is that they've partnered with Barbie. And you'll see it's one of the few that the floor price has gone up in the last week or two when everything else is dropping. You can see here, okay, it had the dip and then, all right, so it's pretty much staying straight, but it's not dropping. And I'm still very bullish on this project. Let's have a look here. Yes, Vinzo, we are so close. We are so close. We could taste it. So yeah, I mean, if you think back, we started on the 28th of December. So what is that? Just over 2 months. And yeah, we feel very blessed. Thank you to all of you for subscribing, for watching us. To get to 1,000 in that amount of time with absolutely no push from other influencers, just really consistent hard work is great. We were told by everyone we spoke to in the space, you know, to get advice, and especially shout out to NFT Nate, who's really taken me under his wing, that the first 1,000 are the most difficult. You know, people see a channel with 30 subscribers, they don't subscribe because they think it must be crap. What they don't realize is we were a day old at the time, right? So yeah, great. We're really excited. Thank you for pointing that out. When we get to 1,000, I'm going to be giving away an NFT. And then every 500 subs after that, up until about 2,000, and then we'll relook at it. But yeah, we're looking forward to when I can give you guys something again. We'll be doing it in our Discord, and we'll run it for a week from when the video comes out. So when we hit 1,000, we'll mention it, run it for a week so that people who see the video later, because you know this is live, but then there's a delay of about 2 hours, then it goes onto YouTube, and then people watch it for days afterwards. So we'll leave it open in our Discord for a week in a giveaway channel that everyone can view, and someone is going to get an NFT just to prefix this, under 0.1 ETH in value, because it's 1,000. As we get more, we'll be able to give more, right? So I'm not sure which one yet. We'll maybe even look through it together on a Freestyle Friday and choose together. But yeah, let's have a look at more comments, because this is Freestyle Friday, guys. What that means is I'm here to talk to you, answer questions. Bears Deluxe in the house. Welcome, Bears Deluxe. Nice to have you. Cool. All right, guys. So let's carry on here. And please don't feel shy. Ask anything you want. Put some comments. I'll try to show them. Another cool one. Mickey Mantle baseball card NFT sells for just under $500,000 in an OpenSea auction, which is incredible to think, right? We've always said that the one of the values of NFTs is the proof of custody, which you do lack in collectibles. You know, it's easy to forge a card, maybe not so easy to do a good forge of a basketball card, baseball card, or poster or whatever, but it is possible. Whereas an NFT has got that provenance that you can prove ownership above all reasonable doubt. So really nice to see this, and to see the collectible sides and the NFT side coming together, because they really are perfect synergy in my opinion. So I like seeing this. And what a sale. I mean, it's really quite incredible. 175 Ethereum. Just to put into perspective, NBA Top Shot's highest sale was $230,000. So this is almost double that. Speaking of NBA, NBA is releasing an NFT that grants you access to 5 years worth of games. You can go to as many games as you want for 5 years, which is also a great case study for NFTs, right? How will NFTs be used in the future? That's another great example, you know. And then we've got, now this one was interesting to me, KPMG, right? When we think of accountants and auditors, right? We're not thinking that they're interested in NFTs, right? That's typically, and I don't want to stereotype. My dad was an accountant. He was a very outgoing man. So it's not true. I know, you know, but there is that stereotype of accountants having no personality. It's not true. But I mean, to see such a conservative is the word I'm looking for, company, such as KPMG, right? They stand for auditing excellence and always to the book. And, to see them investing in a NFT is incredible. They bought themselves a World of Women. It made it very public. I think it's quite a brilliant move on their part, because I'm sure a lot of their clients are asking them about NFTs, and whether it be a very wealthy guy personally getting audited by them, or using them as his auditors, or companies. I do think that this is a great way for them to establish themselves as the accounting firm that understands NFTs. I don't think buying a World of Woman in and of itself is enough for that, right? But I do think it's a really good start. Let's see what Nino's saying. Nino, you legend. Thank you, man. Brilliant. Let's watch those members tick, tick, tick. Yeah, no, it's good, man. We loving it. Look, we honestly, I didn't even know we were so close. We're not glued to it all day. When we get there, we'll get there. Our thing is that we really felt like we had a lot of knowledge, that we wanted to have a medium that we could impart that knowledge. I've been in the space now for 9 months. I know that that's a short amount of time in the real world, but in NFTs, it's a long time. I've gone gray. I'm actually 12 years old. That's how long it feels. But yeah, thank you. I do appreciate that. That's really cool. And come into our Discord, Nino. If you're not on YouTube, then just come onto our YouTube channel, and you'll see in the About Us, there's a Discord link. Also in the top banner, there's a Discord link. Come in there. There's a lot of alpha, some whitelist opportunities, some cool stuff going on there all the time. So I'd love to have you. Thank you for doing that for us. So yeah, so we look at KPMG in Canada, and they say here that NFTs unlock a new channel for organizations to engage with their customers, while also underpinning innovation through the secure digitization of assets. Okay, looking for the quotation marks again. This acquisition reflects our belief not only in the continued growth of NFTs, but in the value of World of Women and its mission. Having now gone through the process, we are well positioned to guide our clients around building a corporate NFT strategy, including acquiring and safeguarding NFTs. So it's quite interesting. I wonder if World of Women used KPMG as their auditors, and through that, the KPMG have become more interested, which I would also, because when they hypothetically saw if World of Women was hypothetically KPMG's client, and that's how they came to this. When KPMG saw the amount of revenue generated, I'm sure it piqued their interest, right? So yeah, just a cool story. Nice to see that this is part of NFT starting to become more mainstream. When you see even conservative companies interest being piqued and wanting to partake, or at least show their alliance to the space. And we've seen that across the board now. So we definitely still very early. Like OpenSea CEO said, when he reached over 1 million active subscribers about a month ago, he said, to the first million, well done, you early. And he said, to the next million, well done, you early, right? And that is very much the case. We're still very, very early, but we are starting to see this beginning of corporate adoption, this beginning of people understanding what it is when you talk to them about it around the table, opposed to them just thinking you're a loony, right? They still think I'm a loony, but now they sort of like want to understand what I'm doing. It's definitely getting more mainstream. There's no doubt. All right, guys, let's have a look at the top NFTs for the last... Let's go to 24 hours to see what's really trending, and we can talk about the latest. Okay, well, cyber brokers, I have never heard of this in my life, and it's the top trending in the last 24 hours. If anyone knows anything about this, please let me know in the chat. That's incredible. I've never had a project in the top 10 that I don't know anything about. So I don't know how this one skipped over me. Artist Josie Bellini presents Cyber Brokers, first of its kind art collectible ecosystem centered around 10,000 unique and on-chain cyber brokers. Wow, they've done a lot of... What the fuck is going on here? Okay. All right, guys. I need a break. I think I'm gonna take a week off. What is this, a sheep lady? I don't understand. I don't want to fund a project. I don't know what's going on here. And there must be something going on here, because that's 24-hour volume, and look at that floor price in a bear market. So I'm not gonna pass judgment on the one sheep. The rest of them look pretty cool. I know we've got a few ladies watching, so let's look at this chap. Very cool. But yeah, don't know much about this artist either. Don't know anything about the project. But yeah, definitely worth looking into on my side a bit more, so I can give you guys a bit more information. Our friends Azuki, I mean, it is just incredible that they are holding this high. I've never witnessed, and I'm not saying I know everything. I've got no idea if this has happened before. In my experience, I've never witnessed a new project come out within a week, go above 10 ETH, and stay there for a month solid. Like, I've never seen anything like that. It's absolutely incredible. Okay, maybe Neo Tokyo, maybe the citizens of Neo Tokyo was like that, but that was huge influences behind it. There are huge influences behind it. Very interesting. Don't know. Let's see what's happening. Yeah. Yeah, you see, that's art is subjective, right? Art is subjective. 100% you're entitled to like it. I don't, but that's okay. That's fine. That's what makes it cool. Yeah, so Zuki, quite incredible. Invisible Friends has picked up a bit. It went as low as 5.2 and was sitting there for about a day or two. I know I don't feel sorry for them. I was going to say I feel sorry for Invisible Friends, because their timing of this launch really couldn't have been much worse. It was the day after Russia invaded Ukraine. The market was already quite tired, and already before that coming down a bit. Ethereum Drop. Now, usually when Ethereum goes down gradually, that's okay. That's good for the NFT space. When Ethereum goes from 3,000 to 2,000 in 2 hours, that's bad for the space, because that level of huge drop is really makes people panic. Already crypto is already risky, right? There's huge swings up and down. NFTs on top of that adds a level of risk. And when you're reminded of that inconsistency or potential fluctuations or whatever in such a dramatic way, like a 30% drop in an hour or two, that's bad for the space. And that also happened around the same time. So I do think that the story would have been written very differently, in my opinion, had this been at a different time. I really do. I don't think we would have seen these under 10 ETH at all, ever. So, I did pick one up post reveal at about 6.3, and I'm holding it. The artist Marcus from here has already teased about his garbage friends or whatever. We didn't mention it. His next collection, which looks really sick. And Invisible Friends and Marcus have both released that there will be priority to the Invisible Friends place. So, the same thing that we saw happening with Mood Roller and Slim Hoods, where those went from 0.1 floor to their highs of 3.5 ETH each, because people then had a chance of getting an Invisible Friend. They're trying to replicate that with this new garbage project. It is going to take a couple of months, so I don't think you have to ape into this now. But it's not a flip; it's a longer term play now. But I would have no doubt that this will go to 15 ETH before that next drop, probably even higher. So as I say, I think there is still space, and this is not financial advice, but there is space for everything to go down further. This is one of the few collections in the last 24 hours that has gone up a bit. We can have a look here and see how thin the floor is. So we've got a 6.5 is the starting. So if 10 takes you to 6.95, so 15 to 7. Look, it's not a thin floor. I mean, it's not the fattest floor, but there's a wall here at 7. There's a big wall. Yeah. Going to be interesting, guys. Going to be interesting. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to hold mine. I'm not getting out. I'm very happy to hold it, and I've held my Slim Hood and my Mood Roller. So I'm locked and ready. When the next one comes along, I'm there. And yeah, quite excited about that when it does happen. Let's see what else was on here. 24 hours. What have we got here? Let's just show it on the screen, then I can see it. Being in the NFT market for almost a year now, I can honestly say we have never seen this type of bear market before. It's a flippers market right now until we bottom out. And I honestly say, never seen this type of bear market before. You know, what about like November, the whole of November, and then up until we started mooning in December, like middle of December, there were like 2 months of it just continually going down. I mean, everything. I mean, that was when I picked up my mutant at 4 Ethereum, right? Is this different just because of how quickly it's happened? Please elaborate. I'd really like to know, because yeah, I'd like to learn from your experience. So please elaborate for me. Let's see mine, Vinzo. Let's see yours. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. All right, let's see mine. I bought a floor. I didn't choose one. I bought when they were revealing. I bought a floor. I'm just prefacing this. So I didn't choose it. Here's a few new mints. Clay Friends today. Loveless City today. Brains, which really I thought was going to, by Briandom, that huge gaming studio that's already got a game out with 1 million downloads and whatever. I really thought these would do so much better, sitting at under mint at the moment. I'm happy, you know, I always buy 2 or 3 to try flip. There hasn't been an opportunity to flip one. I would have held the second one. I do want to hold the second one. I do believe in them very much long term. We actually did a video on them, and I'm very bullish on this project. Very surprised they couldn't sell their collection of 10,000. Ended up cutting the collection very quickly to 5,000, which I think was the right move. And now you know it's going to be a slow climb. But I mean, I would have bet my bottom dollar that these would be at least half of Ethereum. So it just shows you the market that we're in at the moment. Don't judge me. This is a Snoop related derivative. Last time these guys mooned, okay, to like 0.3 ETH. I bought in very cheap at 0.01 or something. Cartoons I'm sitting with. My duck revealed. Let's just see if it's a rare. I mean, who would even know if it's rare or not? I'll have to look at properties, because I don't, you know, Duck Body, I don't think it's really one of those that is going to have a huge rarity component. Mine's definitely not rare. But yeah, the humanoids, I got dropped that for only 2 humanoids. Wonder Pals I got into on the secondary. I did mint one and I sold at 1.1 Ethereum. And then I was quite happy to buy in at 0.67 about 2 days ago. And yeah, it's continuing to go down. Satoshi Runners did very, very well. It just minted, so that's fine for me. There's my guy. There's my guy. There's my guy. Okay, I don't like the pink jacket, guys, to be very honest. I don't love the fists, you know, but I like having an invisible friend. So look, I don't know. Maybe if I see a really good one at like 5 ETH, maybe I buy it and I sell this guy. Maybe I will do that, because I'm not in love. And, you know, for 6 Ethereum, I'd love to be in love, you know. I do like the glasses. Some of them have nothing on their face. I would like something in his mouth. Like the beanie, not mad about the sweater. Who wears jeans and flip-flops? I mean, come on, guys. You know, don't know. I don't know. I'm not in love. Not in love at the moment but I'm holding it because it's revolutionary. It's the first of its kind. People always remember this as the first working project. And the second that Twitter verifies that you can have GIFs instead of JPEGs, these are going to move. Right, because these were the OGs. These are the mutants, the bored apes of walking meta. That's the bottom line, right? So it's got historical relevance, in my opinion, and there's no doubt, in my opinion, that Twitter will allow GIFs in time for sure. As it. Let's check at the comments here. Okay, cool. So we've got Nino telling me here. Yeah, that bear market was crazy. So that was the bear market November, December. We saw mutant apes at 3.25, and now we see some great bargains again, waiting for invisible friends for around 3.5. I hope not. I hope not, just because I own one. But I'm also hoping for I'm hoping for Doodles around 5. You know, that's my big hope here. How long do you think this is going to last, this bear market? Let me know. Okay, so Vino likes my invisible friend. So I'll tell you what, Vino, you can have him at cost, right? So let me just finish the thought, because 6.3 is what I paid, but when I sell him to you, I'm going to have to pay 10% commission, right? Or 5% to invisible friends, to be exact, and 2.5% to OpenSea. So you can have him if you reimburse me the cost, and then I'll buy a better one off the floor. Listen, I don't hate it. I've seen worse, but now that there's so many on the floor that you can just choose, it's a different story. Look, lol, that flip-flop is an Asian thing. The flip-flops ruin it. Yeah, he needs sneakers, guys. He needs sneakers and also socks. I mean, I guess he's invisible. Do you know, for tonight's show, we made Morland invisible as well. Yeah, so, yeah. Okay. We wear it when taking trash and stuff. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, this, I don't know. Do you think this is a girl? So hard to tell. Properties. Does it tell you if it's a boy or a girl? No. I wonder if any of them are boys or girls. I don't know. Going to be interesting. Vinzo, what Doodles floor price right now? But just under 10. Just under 10. Yeah, they're just under 10. Yeah, I'm waiting on them. I think that this project's got a very bright future. I'd love to pick up a World of Women again. I mean, I used to have my lady that you can see in the corner there of this banner, and I sold her to buy my Clone X. I'd love to get back into World of Women. I'm very bullish on the project. So we'll see. We'll see how long this bear market lasts, if there's going to be those opportunities. Thinking we'll go deep air very fast and recover slowly again, dependent on price of ETH. I think a ton of projects will be flushed to nearly zero. Okay, great. So I'm buying a World of Women. I'm getting a Dead Fellas again because I sold that at a nice profit. I'm going to get a Doodles. Listen, if they go to zero, I'll get a Kaiju King Genesis. I got a lot to get. So yeah. Let's see where it goes. I also have a lot of NFTs, so I'll be affected regardless of what happens. Blue chips will survive, of course. We'll plenty of bro. They'll get into 2. So Nino, I also sold my Doodle under 3, bro. I also did. I also regret it, but I tell myself, and maybe this will help you, that, and I'm sure you tell yourself the same, that I don't have a crystal ball. And there's many times where I have timed it very well in my sales, and there's other times where I've completely missed the mark. I just want to check if it still shows on activity. I mean, I profited, but they were sitting at what? 1 ETH forever. I just thought, okay, they're going nowhere. Let's have a look here. Doodles. I don't even know if I want to see this. So I bought at 0.831 and I sold at 2.675 4 months ago, sort of just before the pump. It's like anything I buy goes down and anything I sell goes up. I swear to God, it even works like that in the stock exchange. I decide with my financial whatever, I'm investing in gold. Okay, so I buy Krugerrands, whatever. I invest in gold. The next day, the headlines, the worst day for gold in history, right? It's just unbelievable. I must tell everyone what I'm selling and everyone must buy that. Unbelievable. What's Nina saying? So Boss Beauties I've spoken about. Hugely bullish on Boss Beauties. Base Deluxe rings a bell, but I can't picture them. It rings a bell. I'm sure I held one of these. I know Morland would be ragging me. Oh wow, floor price is looking good. Wow. I'm sure. I'll come back here. I just want to check if it really looks familiar and it sounds familiar. Let's see if it comes up. Oh, I think I'm thinking of Plasma Bears. Is it? Oh no, there they were. Let's see. If I've got any sales. No, it's still showing Doodles because I've selected Doodles. Nah, I was thinking of a different bear one. Let's go back to them and see what they're about. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Three landers is also good. And, I'm with you there. I do agree. Three landers. And the other one sitting at 2 ETH at the moment, the other new one, Karafuru, also looking promising long term. Also, really good team and looking good. Another one, there's a few. There's a few that are new ones that are about to pop. Howlers, zero point 0.4 ETH. Howlers is a really good project. Acropolis, also very bullish on. Also about 0.3. Great collection. Let's see. Team money. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. So let's have a look at Bears Deluxe. They've been around since, let's go all time. And this is typical, hey? I mean, Bored Ape is the same. And that's why Mollett and I always say you cannot do anything for 3 months. If you buy into a project, give the team a couple of months to deliver. The amount of people that frickin' sold here before they had even started. But I mean, this is quite incredible. It hit as high as a 4 ETH floor and then kept through the bear market, which is really quite cool, just under 2 ETH. Have had a few pumps, a big dip there. I wonder what happened there, big dip. Few pumps, close to 4 again. Yeah, I mean, look, it looks like an OG project that can hold its own for sure. Love to look into it. Vinzo, my feeling is it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for a flip, derivatives could be that for you, right? Very short term. We saw all these Kevins, right? They start pumping. Some of them are even free mints, so that's how they get themselves onto RC tools, to show as trending on all Mobi and RC tools. So everyone's seeing, oh, what's this new collection trending, right? And then they get this momentum that just carries it through, and then it hits a point where it's just okay, and then it drops, right? So for a flip, it can work really well. And if you've got your RC tools, and if you've got the right tool, or your Nansen or your NFT nerds or whatever, if you've got the right tools to watch and to make trades at the right time, you can do really well. Yeah, make 2.2 ETH here, 0.2 ETH there per NFT. You can really do well. Long term, I don't think that they've got legs. With that said, we Mollins and I always say, don't judge an NFT by its cover. So the art is actually irrelevant. Well, it really is. I mean, just look at VFriends, right? The art's irrelevant. What matters is the team, the utility, the value, the value that they bring you as a holder, what's coming in the future, right? That's what matters. So who really cares if it's a derivative or not? If it's got good bones, it might succeed. With that said, if you've got a great team and a great idea, why do you need to blatantly copy something? So I mean, like funks instead of punks, or I'm saying, that blatant copy just says to me that okay, the creativity is not there, and therefore I doubt they have the team and the utility and whatever. So for flip, fine. But you do need to know what you're doing, because you could get burnt if you buy at that high of 0.3 and then you're trying to sell and you're lowering it. Eventually you're stuck with 10 freaking Kevins that you can't give away. It's a bit of a risky game, but if you know what you're doing, you can really do well there. But for me, typically, I see a derivative. If I have time to look into it for a flip, I do. If not, I don't even look at the utility. It turns me off straight away. So that's my personal view on it. Yeah, Karafuru is very good. I agree with you. Clementine's Nightmare also very good. I agree with you also. But to be honest, I mean, what are they sitting at, Clementine's? They revealed yesterday, hey, they're sitting at, I think, 0.4. I'd rather get a My Pet Hooligan for 0.9, which is much further along. These brand new projects, even though a lot of them are promising, I would rather be in one that's been around for a couple of months that's more promising, But yeah, I do agree with you. There is a good opportunity to pick these up at under half a ETH, and I do think these projects, a lot of them will end up doing well, the ones we've mentioned. Nino. Yeah, I'm going to look into it more. Nina, are you on the Bears Deluxe team? Are you part of the team there? What is your role there, just out of interest? And then we got Vino, 100%, my brother, my pleasure. Yeah. So what else can I show you guys? Let's have a look what else we got on the top 24 hours. Good old dippies, guys. So I minted this and I flipped it at half a ETH. And I sold it to Steve Aoki, right? And that's when you know that you made a bad sale, right? When bloody Praxi buys it from you or Steve Aoki. Fuck, I saw that. I thought, oh God, here we go again. This one's going to go to 30 Ethereum. I mean, yesterday it was at 0.3 or something. It sold out pretty quickly. I listed it overnight at 0.5 and woke up. Steve Aoki's bought your dippies. And it's like, oh, here we go. I'll just show you guys. Fucking Steve Aoki. It's like, I shouldn't be selling if he's interested in them. Activity. I saw it. I just shook my head. But I mean, they've stayed close to the 5. I could always buy back in. That's another one. Marvia Lands that minted today. Yeah, here we go. Check here. 0.481 from me to Steve Aoki. I mean, come on. I mean, fuck. But I mean, as I say, I could always buy back in. I'm waiting for after reveal. And after I am bullish on this project long term. Again, it's a new project, so it's going to take them a couple of months to find their feet and whatever. But I'm sure after reveal they'll dip, probably halve in price. And I'll pick one up quite happily at 0.2 and let Steve Aoki pay for it with the 0.3 profit that he gave me. I hope I don't regret like he's going to see now and sweep the whole floor. It's going to go to 30. Anyway, let's see. Chanana. Yeah, what did he post about it? How bullish he is and how this idiot was selling. Yeah, fuck. Just wondering, will you ever sell your mutant? Vinzo. So Vinzo, it's a very loaded question. Because as it stands right now, the mutant is our branding for the NFT show. So the Discord, this channel, me on Twitter, which is effectively the NFT show on Twitter. So that's quite a big thing to change, not from a time perspective, but just it's a very public sale if I sell it, right? And all of a sudden our logo is different and everything. On top of that, my wife hand painted me. Let me get it for you guys. A picture of my mutant, hand painted. So that makes it even more special. Let me make myself bigger. Hold on. How cool. How cool, man. That's from my missus. So that makes me more invested. The other thing is the status of being a mutant ape holder. I mean, I'd rather be a Bored Ape holder, but can't afford a Bored Ape. But the status is amazing. And I'm also a part of 2 alpha groups that I only am allowed to be a part of because I'm a mutant holder. And they're both closed groups. And I get whitelists for like 5 upcoming projects a day, just for being a mutant holder. Literally, they tell us this project. I mean, I'll even put up the Excel sheet. It's literally 150 projects currently that I can get whitelists for by just joining a Discord and verifying with Collab Land. So there is value in that also. So at this point, I'm not tempted. Someone offers me 50 Ethereum, I'll do it in a heartbeat. Now, when the floor is 20 or whatever, 15, because I'll just buy another one. If the floor was 50, I wouldn't, right? Because I do believe that I believe in the space with all my heart, so much so that I dedicate a lot of time to this and energy that I could be spending with my family. I could be doing other things because I believe that NFTs are the future, not necessarily in the PFP form. This is the future, and I want to be an authority when it gets there, right? So to have a Bored Ape or a Mutant Ape or any of those notable collections, right? A CryptoPunk, I think those are the 2, CryptoPunks and Bored Apes. To have one of those in a space that I believe is going to just continue growing. So obviously there'll be dips in the short term, but long term, it's just going to continue on that trajectory. I'm very happy to hold it. I'm very happy to give it to my children one day when I pass away. Let them do with as they please, sell it and each buy a house or whatever it may be. So yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm definitely a holder. But things change in the space, and my view might change. But for now, that's how I feel. Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot about Sneaky Vampire Syndicate. I know. Even Sneaky, and even Sneaky Vampires, I saw today, their floor is like 0.6, which is a steal. I'd rather pick. I don't think you can stake the females, but you do stake your men and your bats, right? So, and I get about 0.2 ETH every 3 months. Every 3 months, I just go in and claim or whatever. But to think that they're sitting at 0.6, I mean, that's an incredible opportunity. That's what I was saying. I would rather spend 0.6 on a Sneaky Vampire Syndicate now than I would spend 0.6 on a Dippies. Because Sneaky Vampires has been building for 8 months, right? Dippies is just starting to build now, right? So I don't know if it's just because these are the OG projects that when I came into the space meant a lot to me. Doge Pound, Lazy Lions, Sneaky Vampire, Subducks, all of those. Maybe it just resonates with me because that was what got me into NFTs. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely, if I had 0.6 that I wanted to spend and I was looking at new collections now that I had a lot of conviction in versus older collections, I would choose the older. But that's just me, and I could be completely wrong. Maybe some fresh blood, new project, new sort of trajectory, coming in when there's a much bigger database than when these guys launched and no one even knows about them. Don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I did get a vampire chick, a vampiress. I got one of those. I actually tried to stake her. You can't stake them. But yeah, I did see that. What are the vamp chicks sitting at? About 0.15, somewhere around there, I think. 0.11. Wow. Yeah. And so, what's mad? Sneaky vampires. You gotta clarify. Females will have different utility that will drop soon. Yeah. Okay, so we'll see. Very true. The other thing is mutant kings. Kaiju kings drop their mutant. That's another great entry into the Kaiju kings ecosystem. That's a great ecosystem. Another OG one. To buy a mutant and get in. They're also saying there's going to be some utility going forward, the VX ones. They also say mutants will get some of the alpha, access to some of the alpha in their channel, and they have a lot of good alpha. So yeah, mutant kaiju is another great collection, a sub-collection to get into. They're actually sitting close to the mutant babies, the kaiju babies at the moment. I'd probably choose a kaiju baby over a mutant if they're at the same price. Interesting, don't know. Yeah, 100% agreed. Kaiju Kings, Cyber Kongs, those guys are incredible. I do think the ones we're seeing now may be the future of that. Like Wonder Pals may be the next Doodles, right? And Dippies might be the next. But there's a lot of time and a lot that needs to be done right before we'll see that. Whereas, I can't believe Doge is sitting under 1 or around 1. It's now 1.1. I cannot believe that. It's just going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if these guys can remain relevant, because you can never replicate that hype that you get pre-launch and launch. The amount of marketing that goes into that, the amount of eyes you get on the project. So when you've been around for 6 months, 8 months, a year, that becomes difficult. Now, obviously, you have your outliers like Bored Apes because they're always in the news, right? The celebrity bought, this, that, whatever. They really, because they are the OG. But everything in between that, it's very difficult for them to stay relevant and to stay in the news and stay on people's radar or appear on people's radar that are just coming into the space now. And every influencer is talking about Wonder Pals and star catchers, and no one's we talk about the OGs. As I said, they have a good place in my heart, but very few people do. They sort of like, and even those videos that we release, when we release on Doge Pound or Sneaky Vampire or Subtux, has a bit better. But those, compared to the views that we get on the new projects, are tiny on our algorithm, right? So like our biggest trending video was Undead Pastel Club. Okay, like when they were pre-launch, we got 5,500 views or something stupid, somewhere around there. So it just shows you what the market is looking for, the latest new project, which I think is wrong. I think there's more value in some of these OGs, but only time will tell. I mean, we've seen Punchy Penguins has gone to hell, pretty much, and I was a huge fan there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where these OG projects end up. And how they turn it around. But on my side, as I said, I would rather invest in that established team that's already built than not. But I could be completely wrong. I really could. I could be. I do both. I mean, I do keep getting the new ones as well. Okay, one more comment, guys, and then I'm gonna love and leave you for the weekend. What have we got here? Sorry, when it's on the side, I can't read it. I think I need to go to the eye doctor. I buy and build for long-term because I believe in the NFTs longevity. I'm not a flipper, so I'll wait and allow the devs to build. Exactly. So yeah, that's what you got to do when you're buying. So okay, if you're flipping, right? Very simple, right? If you get mint pre-sale and the floor's sitting at double or triple mint price and there's volume, buy it and sell it there and then. Don't wait for anything, nothing. Buy it and sell it there and then. If you're buying it because you've done your research, you know the team, you like the team's delivered before, you're excited for it, you know the utility that they're offering is true utility because you know the team is going to deliver it, and it's not like a Pixelmon which is just offering you fucking everything with no intention of delivering anything, right? So first thing is the team. Is the team notable? Have they done good projects before? Who's behind the team that's front facing, That's big. And then I'm the same. There's certain NFTs that have 5x, 10x in a short amount of time that I've minted and have 5x, 10x, and I haven't been tempted to sell. To be honest, I shouldn't have sold my dippies, but I am going to buy in again. I am going to buy in again after reveal when they're at 0.25. And I look forward to doing that because I do like that project. Vinzo, what happened with Meta Penguin? I have got no idea. I'm so busy like looking at the next one. Oh, you can't even see my screen. Let me just share. I'm so busy looking at the next project. I actually don't go back. And we do post-drop analysis. And we did do one very soon after on Meta Penguin. But I haven't looked at it since then. Let's have a look. Yeah, guys. Yeah, look. I was very bullish on this, and then about a day or two before mint, there started to be some red flags. So first of all, two guys because we gave whitelist for this project, two guys in my Discord came to me and said that they were kicked out of the Discord for asking very politely, because I asked them, for asking politely good questions, which for me is always a red flag. I've been community manager and advisor for over a dozen projects, and we have never kicked anyone out for asking questions, even if they ask aggressively and throw accusations that are untrue, because we understand that people are investing their money and they have a right to ask questions, and we have to answer them. At the end of the day, they are our customers. So that was a big red flag. And then they said that there was a raffle with 72,000 people came to the raffle. Now, straight away, that was a huge red flag for me because I know that is impossible. I really do. I know that was absolute bullshit. So they're lying about something that 72,000, I knew for a fact was a lie. So if they're going to lie about that, what else were they lying about? And then I went into Discord. This was all pre-launch. About a day or two before, I went into Discord. And as I looked back, I started seeing things that didn't sit so well with me. So another example, on Times Square, under the NASDAQ sign, apparently they had a video of them advertising. Now, bullshit. Okay? Absolute bullshit. it's photoshopped, whatever, absolute bullshit. So now as I'm looking with skeptical spectacles, as we say in the show, with my skeptical spectacles on, as I'm looking, I'm seeing these things differently. And that was also a recent post. Straight away, we went into our Discord. We had a MetaPenguin channel where all the winners who had won whitelist. And I said there, guys, this is what I've seen. I'm no longer bullish. Just be careful. So, I don't know what the real facts are. I know they were going for more than 3,500. I know they minted at quite high, I think 0.2, if I'm not mistaken. I stand to be corrected. It was a while ago. But it does tell a story. And to be quite honest, the art is actually, what I was going to say before I look at the art, which actually looks really nice. To be quite honest, I'm just very skeptical of any 3D projects. What happened with Hype Beast, then Hype Bears, then this one. I've just become really skeptical. I just see 3D and I'm just like, no, thank you. And then all I need to see on their website is, oh yes, and our artist is Disney, Pixar, and no name and no team and no docs and mint price 0.3 and raffle and billboards, and I'm out of there, right? So that's what happened there. I mean, I still don't know what the teams. It looked amazing. They had a game in development. The videos were incredible. But again, I mean, you can do a really good get a company to make a really good quality video for you for $10,000, and why not invest $100,000 before launch? Why not? You stand to make $5 million, at a 0.2 mint of a 10,000 collection. Why not? Invest $100,000. So that's what, but it did look like they had that gaming developments. They might have, I don't know. I just saw a lot of things unraveling the day or two before mint, and I got quite scared. And even on our video the next day before mint, we also brought it up and we did it in Discord. That's the tough thing with the space, is that things are evolving so quickly. We do a video today and discuss something today. Tomorrow it's irrelevant because something else has come out. So it's very difficult, because here we've stamped our approval on projects. And I will say we've covered 100 projects. Maybe 3 of them ended up being what I consider a slow rug. And this is one of them in my opinion. But again, that's my personal opinion. I don't know. I haven't followed up since. So look, it's going to happen. But the art, it really looks nice. I mean, I don't know if it's just me. Let's make this bigger. OpenSea. I'm on a very fast connection here. Yeah, guys. I mean, that's cool art. That's better than a Hate Beast. So that's really cool. I think the art looks great. So they did have the graphics down. Don't know. Haven't been in the Discord since. Haven't followed it up. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope I see this like a 1 ETH floor in the future. I really do, like legitimately. But I just saw a whole lot of things that just made me uncomfortable after the fact. The artist with docs. Yeah, was that? I think this was that this one. There are so many, Vince. So let's jump to their website where the 2 artists also had a company that they had started. Was that this one? Let's have a look. Yeah, no, hold on, wait. I mean, look at those graphics. Yes, this was that one. Yeah. Look, it could be that they just had bad advice with regards to the billboard and with regards to hyping up the raffle numbers. Maybe they were just advised incorrectly. Let's say that. They received bad advice, and if they are legitimate and they're looking for a good advisor, they know where to find me, and I would be happy. I've done it for numerous projects. I will say, and I would tell them up front, it's very difficult to bring a project back, but it's not like they've gone to zero. In this market, that's probably a 0.15 floor price compared to when they launched, what the market was like. So who knows? Very interesting. Okay, no, you're right, Finzo. Yeah, I also like the art. Yeah, Nino, we're going to leave it there, guys. I really appreciate everyone who's tuned in. Please, if you haven't already, like the video. Please subscribe. We need to get to 1,000. Ask your mom to subscribe. She doesn't even have to know what NFTs are. Just take her phone and freaking subscribe, and please come into our Discord, completely free, lots of alpha. Try to get whitelist. We're going to be doing a giveaway when we get to 1,000 people for an NFT, and we'll continually be doing giveaways, always whitelist giveaways, always warning signs, always good alpha, really good alpha. Come join in the Discord. You're always welcome. Guys, a good weekend. Stay safe out there. Be kind to each other, and I'll see you all on Monday. Thank you again. Cheers, guys.